like events that kind of attach on each other or snowball from there to the downside. And I'm so bullish now. I really cannot see PLS breaking that trend line that you have on the chart. I think I think we will never break it ever again, maybe. And if we do, it's just temporarily. And once
So, just to give the bear case, because I saw a smart ass comment, like if
uh
you lose these levels, if you guys, if you close below here on a weekly basis, we're taking another like 50% move down. Like we're going to be down here.
you think so?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's, and you know what could take it there is if the P-dye minter can just keep extracting just enough to get us down here. Now that if that occurs, the amount of LP left in the pools bonded to all that stuff is going to really be at a ratio that's so insignificant that this could quickly shoot back out of here. But just keep in mind that
Exactly.
closing weekly
It's a
candles below there is not good. So holding a weekly candles above there is really good.
it's a good point, and that's why some projects like 9-inch and PTGC, they could remove the LPs they still have. I know PTGC, maybe they have locked LPs. I'm not sure. I heard they have, and then they say they don't. But I go there and I see big amounts of LPs still paired with PTGC and UFO and PDI. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, we need to squeeze the problem to avoid it from going even lower, I think.
Mhm. So then
But
safe havens are like PulseX, right? Safe haven. It's not as susceptible to USD loss in the same way as Pulse is, but because they're connected. So basically, if you have any faith that Pulse will recover one day, your value is getting stored better in PulseX and Inc. right now, where they're holding in like this range bound formation versus PLS.
yeah, and it makes sense for the simple reason that PLSX will always be deflationary, and Inc., even though it was reduced the inflation like by 96%, I think it was something like that, it's still inflationary, and PLSX is not. So on the long run, PLSX should outperform all the core tokens, in my opinion.
Drunken Sailor Bot will take it to Valhalla. And
And you were talking about, just before you go on, buddy,
mhm.
you were talking about gold and how it's outperforming all the other assets at the moment. And that's an interesting fact because historically Bitcoin, outperforms gold quite easily. But now I think there's a lot of things happening. There's like the war situation, a bit of uncertainty. People go to hard assets. And there's also like the BRICS countries, which, by the way, I don't know if American audience realizes, but the BRICS countries, they have a bigger economy altogether than the West, all the West together. And they are considering to build their own currency. And their own currency will be made of um, the currencies of the nations of the BRICS together with the gold backing. So coming back to the gold standard. So they are considering coming back to the gold standard and make a currency to fight the dollar, so to speak. So I think that's also the speculation that is making gold perform really well, is the kind of whole macro scenario
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of
that I
unknowns
just
with
talked
even
about.
with the Federal Reserve as well, and the longevity of a lot of this stuff. And so this is happening at a time where, uh, here's your global liquidity index. It's broken out. So let me throw this on a regular. Okay, so this is your breakout level. You could see, just anyone with simple pattern recognition can see that there's like a buildup period, and then there's like the retest, and then it goes. So here's your buildup period, breakout, retest. Now you're starting to form like a consolidation structure before the money printer goes burr. So once that happens, like this period here was from 2020 April, was from April of 2020 until and the money printing stopped in March of 22, and this was where the last big crypto cycle really occurred. So we're just waiting for that sort of a move on the macro setup. So what does that look like time frame wise? If it plays out the same exact way, you're looking at like from August of this year through August of 2027. So imagine like money printer go burr and then peaks out up here and then starts to taper off. And so your bull market is extended on risk assets.
Hmm. And tell me, what do you think about this theory? I don't know if I am right, but it feels to me, the way I see stuff, I get the feeling like right now we cannot turn the money printer on yet, because you have the Doge situation taking care of some of the waste and corruption on the US government. And the Doge will keep going until June. I think it ends at June or July. So my guess was that the Trump is basically cleaning as much of the waste and corruption, from the government spending as much as they can before they turn the money printer back on again. So I think what they're trying to do is this time they want to give the money to the right people, to the right businesses, to the right people.
It
And
gives
if
us about 84 days on this liquidity chart then left. So like a 90 days, one more quarter till we're at mid-June.
maybe by then we start the world supply starts to increase the liquidity.
It would be a counter seasonal thing because typically summers are kind of like a dead period for crypto, but this could be different, because Q1 was such a lackluster this year. When I thought it was going to be a lot better.
Yeah, same. I also was more bullish, but I think you saw like Bitcoin was running for a long time, and BlackRock was accumulating so much, and was running the show on Bitcoin mostly, and it also
And
felt
yeah,
like it was
between
in the
Sailor
cards
and
to have a
BlackRock, they're
recession.
just they have so much that we actually know like that their incoming capital. See that so I probably don't want to spend too much time on this, but because you brought up BlackRock and Michael Saylor, I brought that up. It's like these guys are in it for like 20 to 40 billion more, like that they're going to buy. So, but at some point you got to wonder how much longer can Michael Saylor sell the premium on his stock to buy Bitcoin at before he is so over levered that the whole thing comes crashing down. I think the price of Bitcoin is a lot higher at that point, personally. So I wouldn't be scared at this point in the cycle that was going to be over too soon. But definitely that's on the back of my mind a couple years out from here.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right, and I think he was even close to getting liquidated recently, right? On
I'm
his
sorry.
position,
Oh,
I think Saylor.
I don't know. There's a lot of that FUD that comes up from time to time, but he's probably has a lot of options at his disposal at this stage.
Exactly.
Well, hey,
Yeah, it kind of sucks. That's another one. Like, we have a guy that is really trying to, like Richard Hart, to build cool stuff, and he's a pioneer in the space, and so on. And then you see plebs like Michael Saylor that were like flaming and saying bad things about Bitcoin not long ago, and then you see this guy on the White House Oval Office, you know, representing crypto instead of our guy, which is really fighting for crypto.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the days back of Richard on Fox and stuff. Those were good days. We made it, man. Fox Business.
Yeah, man. I really miss it as well. I don't know if it's coming back, but I hope so.
We're here. We're here. So I think we believe it's coming back. So let's just touch on the solid index charts here quick. I'll start with Axis. In a logarithmic, it's been forever up. Right now, liquidity is lower than it's been in the past, but the market makers are in control. And if you throw like a VPVR on this, I think like the average price we're above the all-time average price at around 275 million PLS. So it looks like there's a floor getting put in here at this current stage. And now that we've gotten rid of a lot of that PDI liabilities, it's going to free up the prices of our tokens to move a little bit easier. So like inside of here, Axis is a spectacle of what happened with PDI, because there's a hard floor and it's deflating every day, and there's only like 420 coins. So like you can actually track the supply at a good enough degree to actually see the effects of PDI on the chart through its bonded pairs. So like this period here was all PDI dragging it down. So at this period, there was about 5 million PDI bonded to it. And it just sucked the value away. There was not really, I think there was one Axis seller that sold like a quarter of a coin in that whole move. and everything else was just minting and inflating away and deleting value. So
Yeah.
then you get protection that comes in a couple times, but each time this was all the same. That was the exploiter through connected pairs. But so now that but during this period of time, like I was tracking some of these wallets, like there was one wallet that accumulated like 25 coins off market, which is like
Nice.
an
I
incredible
see
amount.
some
I think it's
nice
like
wicks there.
7 or
Good pumps.
8% of the entire community supply. So it sets up nicely for upside potential here. Solid X is one of its biggest bonded pairs now, and we saw like a structural key break of this channel. And now instead of like what was happening before, where like this would just roll over and fade because it would keep getting drained through the pools. Now that
Exactly.
it's going to start to float more easily at this point, especially when richer tickers start to move.
When the cores start to move, yeah, totally agree. It's a bit lighter as well now. I made it lighter, so to speak. We don't have the P copies up potential anymore, but we have Pulse X potential, which is buying burning forever. And with pump dot tires, Pulse X is burning even faster. I think people should realize that pump dot tires is increasing the burn dramatically as well.
Couple other tokens here. Let's look at we'll look at Fire.
And what about Hex Fire? Yes.
We'll look at Fire here, and we'll look at Nope and some comments. So Fire is still going through its basically, I mean, Crispy, you can speak to this better than I. You have a really good grasp of the LP here, but it just finally tapped the 618 on this logarithmic move. This was like a 600x over like 30 days or something. So like this whole period has been a many combination of many factors where there's been this retracement, but it finally hit there after 346 days. That would be a good area to bottom, right on the 618. So
it's looking good. Very nice chart, actually.
The thing to keep in mind with this particular one, I think one of the big opportunities is on the PHUX exchange. There's a pool called Pyre, I think it's called.
Pyre.
And,
Pyre.
Yeah. You want to talk to this a little bit?
Pyre.
The Pyre, yeah. So everybody knows my favorite things are hex, so it made sense that this be a e-hex, hex, and hex fire pool. And so we've been, people have been putting votes towards it, and it's paying pretty good on the 2-flux, right? So I can't read it on the screen for what its actual APR is on PHUX, but I know it's been ranging. Yeah, it's been ranging on 2-flux pretty high.
So it's Fire, P-hex, and E-hex. That's a cool pool.
Yeah, it's because I like to lean that way. So 36% according to their numbers right now, right? So it's a good way for me to put Fire to work with hex.
Exactly.
So my thoughts on this particular pool is during this period here where it's been into, so here you're paying 36%, some days more if 2-flux increases in price more, obviously, if more votes get added. Now I think it's a cool situation for a couple of reasons. If you have already Fire, you could go into that pool, and in any event, if hex starts to move, it's going to drag Fire up with it. If Fire moves, which it's pretty illiquid, so it can be moved quite easily, you could see like these kinds of price moves again in the future potentially, right? And if it were to occur in that same way, you'd get a ton of impermanent gain on that pool in form of both of the hexes. So the idea there was to try to find a cool way to bond, to give us a place in the bonding of E-hex and P-hex. And
actually,
also there's like
pool,
other pools. Didn't you have a pool on here as well?
I think I had the Firewall pool, Ink and Solidex. Firewall. Yeah.
Here. You were going to say about the Fire pool though?
Yeah, I think in essence, what with the Crispy Man is doing as well with this pool, he's also like supporting the 1-to-1 X parity dream. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Yeah, well,
kind of
it definitely goes in that direction for sure. I mean, it wouldn't make it happen, of course, but what it does is gives people a place to put hex to work and earn a higher APR than currently with staking. Even though I'm not fading staking, I'm still doing my staking ladder, but I recognize a lot of people holding liquid. That's why it's things like this, things like the farms on the, there are other pools, etc. on 2 bucks, the farms on 9-inch, etc. I mean, there's lots of places where people can earn. Actuators, a big protocol we've been talking about lately. Just ways to put your hex to work.
Yeah, of course, different tools to provide yield and make the price performance stable. The chart is really nice. I have to say the fire chart, the sellers, there's no big sellers on that chart. I think it looks like the X-Fire it was more being affected maybe by the LP with SolidX, and that's why it was going down, for example, rather than the X-Fire user selling. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think certainly that's true. And then from a liabilities perspective, yeah, I do see people come in and out, and a lot of people will come in order to obtain access or SolidX. So I see a lot of action that way. Passing through because of liquidity, sir. Right. So.
Exactly.
And then we had the new launches. Looks like we're in a bit of a retracement here on these, but they're all bonded together or not?
That's a good question. I wanted to ask you guys. What do you think? Should I bond them with SolidX, or what's your opinion?
Okay, so because whoever's here now is going to get a pretty good little snippet. Something we'll give you some information that we would talk about with some of the current stuff. So I'm putting this to test on a current setup now. Talking about this is going to probably not make it so easy to move anymore, but because you guys are probably going to screw it up. But so the boardroom is my paid membership group, and those guys were ideating and came up with this idea to create the pain chain token in light of recent events and how powerful this downside move has been. We're all in quite a bit of pain. So
the pain, we love the pain. But remember, this was like a month ago, so it's not. That was.
So it's a month and 18 days old, and obviously Crispy had a hand in this, but the boardroom, like, they came up with this idea. They launched it on Pump.Tires. It took a few hours for it to actually graduate. It didn't just pump right out of there. So I actually didn't even really start paying attention to it too much until after this candle was printed, and then I started paying attention to it. But so I don't even catch everything that's going on in the group. But so cool though, right? This thing's up like 30x, I think 35x. And in this period, there was a bond created with Alive. And because of the way that Alive has, and by the way, this is going to answer your question, Firewell. The way that there was at that time about, like, I think 20 grand of pain and pulse locked into this pool, bricked into here. It's like, okay, well, if I can just make another 20 grand pool between Alive and pain, there's an equal amount on both of those pools. And those are pretty much the only pools that exist. Those like 20 grand pools. So any buy pressure that gets pushed through this thing, it's going to get split evenly in half. And so what we found was that you can get a huge pump out of this chart because it's got only one major pool, now two. You can get a pretty good pump out of this chart. And then because Alive doesn't have a lot of pulse backing it, Alive and pain are sharing the same pulse through the pain pulse pool. So what ends up happening is you get something like this where, Alive gets basically carried for free up 135% over 4 days because pain's pumping and it's relying on pain's pulse backing and not its own. So they're basically effectively mirrors of each other in the same way that, maybe like the Atropapida example, right?
And it reminds me of when SolidX was launched. We paired with Axis very early, and Axis got a huge pump from SolidX initial day performance, right? Like in the first 11 days.
The whole index was one cohesive move up. All 4 tokens, like Fire did the best. I think it did like a 600x or something like crazy. And so like the what makes this actual situation work is what I said about how they're all kind of sharing one liquidity source and they're bonded to each other. but they don't have their own liquidity source. So in this case, if you were going to take these and bond them together, you'd want one of them to be the main one, and then maybe that's the X game, maybe it's not. I don't know. Will you pick, like, maybe it's Firewhale. One of them
Well,
has to be
yeah,
the main one, and then the other ones kind of can touch into it.
so I can explain my decision on the supply, how much of the supply to take, and I decided to take max supply on X game and Solid X because I want these two tokens to have a higher market cap and look bigger, on Dex Screener and Dex Tools, like look more inflated compared to Firewall, which is kind of legacy token. But then on Firewall, I allowed the community to get a bigger slice of the pie, like bigger share of the supply. So the reality is that I have less control on the price performance of Firewall, but at the same time, people have a chance to be more invested on that token compared to the other two. Which one I prefer? Like, I don't prefer any. I prefer all of them. Now they are all my tokens, the original SolidX and these extra three, and I will support all of them. And I will discuss with Axis and Crispy and Randy, how to set the LPs, what moves to make. But at the end of the day, they are my tokens, and I like them, and I will support them. Yeah.
So yeah, I can think with that little bit, I think I know enough now that we'll talk about maybe an option, how to bond these things. Yeah, man. That's
Even I wanted to talk about to you to maybe
Yeah.
you and Crispy could also create a token on pump.tires, maybe.
We've been leveraging this one, so we could do another one too. But yeah, this is the one we're leveraging right now to try to get some results. Well, I actually didn't create it, or even I found out about this one here. So
yeah, I did not create it either or come up with a name. It was a good name though. Good name. I like it.
Pain chain, and the logo is nice with the chains.
It's the pain chain. Who isn't feeling the pain? Who is not feeling pain?
Right? Exactly. Listen, Crispy, it's in extremes is when people are more alive and, for the good and bad reasons. But at least it was very nice to see when all the FUD was when all the community was becoming aware of the situation and they were discussing it. The community really got together, and started to discuss, trying to help each other to see the right way or try to understand at least what's going on. And that just shows the strength of this community and what has been built behind it, that we are still here together even when we are all wrecked. Literally all of us are wrecked. And I can tell you my personal case, because at some point I had a portfolio over $75 million of my pulse chain assets, over 75 million, and now I'm sitting like about 10 million, you see. So I think very few people lost as much money as I did in this ecosystem, but I still believe, and I'm still here, and I will still try my best. And if it goes down, I will go down with it, and it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's, but I believe that this is just like people are saying, nothing else bad can happen. I think I cannot see a lot of more bad news coming, and as soon as the macro sentiment starts to change, we will see a slingshot kind of situation. I really believe in the slingshot theory, because this is the moment where people, in terms of emotional control, they can't take it anymore. We saw big players in the ecosystem exiting their bags almost completely at the lows. I know so many guys that are almost out completely, and the reality is that this is the worst moment to sell. Absolute worst moment to sell.
Yeah.
Yes, it can go down 50%, like Axis was saying. Yes, it's possible. But I think it's more possible that it goes down 4x in one day or something, or, and then it will be too late to get the bags people had before. That's just how it's going to play out. So, yeah, I can only see good things coming from here onwards. And I hope the community start also going in that way and trying to move on from stuff. Don't stay stuck on the same things, and we need to move on as a community, and we need to move on to a better place. And I'm pretty sure this better place will come, even still this year. I'm confident that by the end of this year, we will all be super happy, to be honest. But we
in
will
the
see.
Q3, Q4, we're going to be feeling a little bit better, at least.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And even this summer might be the DeFi summer. Let's see.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't rule out a potential contrary to regular seasonality here.
I definitely prefer DeFi summer to hot girl summer. I'm about it. Let's go.
DeFi summer.
Exactly. And
3.0.
the same way that it was a bit unexpected, this current crash that we are having, because everybody thought, oh my God, 2025, it's the 4-year cycle year, the sacred pattern that was never broken out. Let's buy and let's long Bitcoin like never before. And then like 40-50% crash. And here we are. So yeah, we just need to stay strong and build. And when the time comes, we will be there to enjoy it.
WAGMI. We're all going to make it, guys. We really are. Especially those that have held through all of this and continue to build and continue to stay positive and, be the community, right? Like that's who I feel is really going to get rewarded the most. So awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. What a awesome stream. So much alpha. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull the panel down. You guys can chit chat for a minute on your own. Hold on. Here we go. What a blast. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this fantastic panel. We got more alpha than we had signed up for, but hey, that's not a bad thing ever. So yeah, if you haven't already, please come over to youtube.com/@PulseChainTour Live and give us a subscription and a like. Tickle that like button. We're going to be having a lot more content coming out. We had a professional videographer and photographer at the event. So stay tuned to that channel for more great, just kind of wrap up videos and just to get an idea of what we're going to be even better next year. You guys, I'm super excited. So happy to be a part of this community. And thanks again for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, I hate when I mute myself. Chitty chitty bang bang. What's going on? Yo, you still need a minute? I think he needs a minute. Wait. Let me drop him down. I don't think he's ready. You give me the high sign when you're ready. What's up, peeps? Wow, that was cool. Good stuff by the Solid Index team. It's been a hot minute, and they're back in full effect. I'm seeing this guy in the green room with kind of a similar shirt. Wow. Hey, looks familiar, man. Looks familiar. Can you talk now? Are you okay?
Oh yeah, my daughter just came in and asked me if I needed anything from Costco.
Oh, what a great daughter.
Yeah, that's awesome, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
These are the kind of shirts you get when you meet people in person at events like Vegas. Yeah, you're freezing, buddy. I don't know if you can tell that. How's it going, Miss P and W?
Oh, it's going. All right, we're back.
Bob the guy, how are you? Ben, good morning, sir. Red Squirrel, good morning. Pulse Ray Vision. Who else do we have in chat?
Hey man, did you hear this Crash Game's coming out and eventually?
I've heard a little bit about it. There's not much around on it, so
yeah. There you go.
Every other thing is crash.
The markets, yeah. Well, hopefully this crashing will turn into something positive, right? So,
yeah. Are you a gambler, buddy? I have one of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Where is it?
I don't have it with me. I don't. I think it's in my Vegas bag.
Oh. Speaking of that, I need to give you an address to ship the crap back to, don't I?
I think she put one in there, or you did, right, on a piece of paper. But
yeah.
Okay, send it to me. But whatever. When I got home, I took everything out of the 4Runner and shoved it in the side-by-side trailer and locked it just to get it out of the I was done.
Yeah. You gotta return. Yeah, it's a
what
thing.
hat is that, buddy? That doesn't look like a crypto hat at all.
No, man. This is a BRC, Black Rifle Coffee company hat. Yeah, Blackbeard.
You're a big coffee fan?
I mean, I'm living in Seattle, in the Seattle area these days. Pacific Northwest. There's a fucking Starbucks like on every corner around this joint. So
I just got a 5-pound bag yesterday of River Moon coffee, fade to black blend. Ooh. You have to try that, buddy.
Okay. Does it kind of get you?
It's going? Good stuff, and it has like. I'm not going to be one of those guys. I taste vanilla with an undertone of dark chocolate. I'm not going to do that, right? But it's probably some of the best coffee I've had, and I make cold brew out of it. That's freaking phenomenal.
Right. I guess there you have it. It is written on the tall box, or in, or on, or somewhere around. Okay.
She knows I'm a good listener.
Yeah, I think you have a new fan favorite. So congratulations to you, man. Congratulations. Who do we have? I mean, I guess that's you. The Pulse Ray. Uncle Ray in the house. These guys, the Tetra crew is coming out here soon. The word is on the street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Benjamin's, hustling, doing his thing. It's a little later. He should have his cup of coffee by now. I don't know, man.
Benjamin's been doing good work on spaces lately. Let's throw him a shout out for that. Yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100%. He let me test drive with him. There's a StreamYard link if anyone wants to jump in and do a little quick post commentary of the Index stream that just concluded, which was great. Some good hot nuggets coming out of there. Bobby, love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Godspeed.
Been around forever, Mr. The guy has. Yeah.
Yeah. Devil Dog, Marine.
Yeah.
Semper Gumby,
He's a Marine too.
Yeah. He just doesn't have the logo in the background for nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
He is a devil dog. Is what he is for sure. So no, we know, man. Gotta do the thing, pay the bills, right?
Yes.
I guess he's
a rotisserie chicken. Nice. Good call,
right,
sir.
Right. You got the Costco hot dogs, the $1.50 hot dog. Oh wait, we got inflation. So the $3.50, fuck that, $5.50 hot dog now, right?
So I live right next to one of the newer Costco's, and I'm lucky enough that they experiment with stuff on their menu there.
Ooh, nice.
They had an In-N-Out burger for a while that they were playing around with, and it was 90% of an In-N-Out burger. Pick it up at Costco.
Gotcha.
It was pretty good.
How do we link him for him to restream? What, like send him an invite or what?
Yeah, he has to come in and join us.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course. Let me just
it's in the chat, buddy. The link to join this stream is in the chat, Mr. Vision.
Well, we don't want to make it difficult. We don't want to make it difficult on anybody.
All right.
Well, I'll shoot it to him in the old in the DM.
He and I streamed for freaking 2-3 hours yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah. That was funny. I had a feeling, and sure as shit, you both were streaming together at the same time. That's too funny.
Yeah. He's very, very hot on Bistro, right? And I'm not coming on here to show my wares, but freaking Paul Spray Vision is very hot on Bistro. I think he's using it appropriately, right? It's pretty cool. There he is. He's looking around.
I'm not ready. Are you ready?
Is there a minute?
I can drop you down if you need a minute. All right, you got a nice shirt there. Yeah.
My old X-Ray Vision shirt. We don't even make these anymore.
I don't know why you're not part of the club.
Yeah, this is what we're representing today.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Oh, but
yeah, but you gave him a hint, and he went and got it. Now I'm out. So
and I'm even using. I had no idea this golf ball was lip balm. Did you know that?
No, show us. Demonstrate.
No, this is lip balm. I saw a little wrapper on it. I unpeeled it, and the V.I.C Wealth Trust homies gave us golf lip balm.
Yeah.
So check your bags. Check your swag bags for the golf ball lip balm. I just thought it was a little golf ball with their name on it. No, I just wanted to restream
it. That lip balm looked like it was made in China.
Yeah. I just wanted to restream this with to my audience for now. Before I wait, I'm going to be going on with Bill from Actuator in a little bit and walking through how people can get liquid t-shirts and get yield off those liquid t-shirts at the same time.
Ooh. I want to talk to Bill.
Bill's going to be on here after like I said, I'm running my daughter back and forth from school, but after that, I'll be jumping on with her. And then at the same time, I realized that you guys and Firewell and everyone was streaming earlier. I totally missed all of that this morning. So I'm like trying to catch up on 3 replays. And I just definitely wanted to I just wanted a link so I could restream this to my audience.
Yeah.
Anyone that's not already watching on your guys's.
Well, there's a link if you want one.
All right, yeah.
Snag it. What else?
Good morning, Benjamin.
What up?
Hey, que paso, way? Andale, muchacho. Yeah.
What we should do, Vets, when they do big streams like that, is we should put the cameras behind our head and move all of us down on the bottom and do like Mystery Theater 3000, right?
Yes.
And do commentary on things that are funny.
I like that a lot. That's funny. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like when Axis is doing charts, please put another pastel line on the bottom, right?
Right.
Yeah,
can I get one more squiggly to the up to the right thing?
Yeah.
The confluence is they were inverted, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a double Fibonacci X, so you might want to take a look at that.
Yep. The fibs don't tell. The fibs tell you everything, right?
Yeah.
Don't fib me.
Yeah. After everything that's going on with the pyramids in Egypt, I'm just going to start placing pyramids on charts because I think that's all that matters.
Yeah. So when's this guy gonna? Well, I guess he's working on his studio. That Benjamin guy. So like he has a picture of his head, but the whole video thing is elusive sometimes. But I hear you're. Go ahead.
We'll take a face when we can get one, man. Around here, usually there's a lot of people we still have no idea what they look like.
That's true.
This is true. Is that your real face, though? I don't, who's met him in real life to confirm that is his real face?
I've never met Benjamin.
Have we seen a driver's license yet?
Yeah.
Well, Triple Dad's my brother-in-law, so he can vouch for me.
Triple Dad's my brother-in-law. Nice.
Well, he's Uncle TD. Yep, no doubt about it. We got Uncle Max, Uncle TD. All the good things.
Are you going to get a home studio put together for streams, Benjamin?
I started. It's probably about 8 months ago. Getting my equipment and putting it together, and I was going to do it on YouTube. And
did it come as a kit or something? Are you having to put it together? 8 months is a long time, bro.
I know. I just woke up and I can't remember off the top of my head why I didn't exactly proceed. So I got about halfway there, and so now I'm like, you know what? Like, since I'm doing these shows 1 or 2 days a week on X, I'm finishing it now. So I just ordered a bunch of stuff. Gonna get everything up and running. Get my YouTube going again. And
Pulse Ray Vision did a really cool thing when they were doing text to token, right? We were talking about it last night. He was giving away just a streamer kit, and it was just a Yeti Blue microphone and an Elgato camera. That's all you need, bro. That's all you need. That's all I use is an Elgato camera. It's like $100 and something and a Yeti mic. That's it.
Yeah, we're all using Elgatos.
Yeah. We're down with the Elgato.
Yeah.
We're not crypto compassion. You're using some $1,500 camera that overheats.
And that freezes every second. But no.
Yeah, freaking John. What's he up to?
He's having a family day. Yeah, I think he's hanging out with moms and doing the thing. So,
right.
The guy's been an animal. He deserves a break. You burn out, right? Yeah, not that he is. Just it's good. You got to find that happy medium, right?
Has he replaced all of his stuff, buddy?
I mean, majority.
Does he have the same phone number?
Yes. I've confirmed that. I've had proof of life pictures.
Okay, because I text messaged him during the Oregon basketball game to see if he was watching.
Oh, well, I mean.
All right, just checking.
You never know. But yes, his life is.
You not know it's me if he's not able to rebuild his contacts.
Yeah, no, it's coming back together for him.
Right.
All the things.
Quick question.
Bob Blue guy.
So for March Madness, yesterday I was thinking I thought I just heard something briefly, and I was like, "Damn, is March Madness happening right now for basketball?" And like I've been so busy. Like this is the first time like I never like it. I must be so caught up in this work crap that I'm doing on this chain that I didn't even pay attention or know that it started. So what round we in?
I think we're at the 16 right now, right? And
Damn.
Yeah. So, but the thing that sucks about that is there's only 12. My two favorite things on sports are like motor, anything with a motor in it, and I love NBA playoff basketball. Vets knows this, right? Vets, when we got to our Airbnb, when we were riding side by sides, I was freaking out because I couldn't watch a Grizzly game because I wanted to see Jaw go off. But I love NBA playoff basketball, and March Madness just jacks up pro basketball. No games are on. I'm having to go online.
Did you see Did you see that Bronny James scored like 17 points a few days ago?
Bro, 3 after 3, dropping them.
Bronny.
Like he broke a NCAA record or something, or yeah, like the most 3 points. Yeah, something of that nature. It was sick. Absolutely sick. The check, what was I gonna say? The so obviously the Fire Whale did some things. He's been a busy boy, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did this thing over on Pump Tires and launched.
Is that a 1 second chart, buddy? What do you have this on?
I mean, let's go to a 1 hour. There you go. How about that?
I should have freaking. I was gonna buy this. I just don't like. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of mixed emotions. Everyone's like, do I have money? Do I not have money? What am I going to do with my PDI? Am I going to, de-risk a little bit, adjust my portfolio, rebalance one's portfolio? Is this all going to zero? Am I going to be a millionaire? I mean, it's literally like the damn commercial, I'm a millionaire. No.
It's rough. It is rough.
Man. It's tough. It is tough.
Are we following the B Roots law of meme coins on this? We have a 2-day period and then
right.
Yeah.
So at least with this, we know the founder, right? We have an understanding,
and he's gonna pair it with good stuff, apparently, right?
That's what it sounded like. It's got solid liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished restreaming the stream with the founder. So
actually, it has solid X liquidity.
So without without being the old school pump.fun, we have graduated to pump.tires these days, right? Over on Pulse Stream. So it's more safe. Have
you bought any tokens off of Pump Tires yet?
Yeah.
Negatory.
Yeah, I have not bought a single one. I haven't even bought the Pump Tires coin.
Yeah.
But I wish I had. They've been doing well, but I just haven't.
Yeah. So go through like Pulse X and just order it up and buy it. All the things.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask this, right? So what's the real difference between 9-inch when they put out coin.quest and pump.tire? Isn't it basically the same thing?
My impression is it was very, it was their version of it.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
So
Richard,
I don't know the parameters of it, but I lean towards the RH product line, suite of products. So
I know the fees are not going to one guy who sells Solana freaking every day and puts it in his account and takes it off chain, because that's what the Solana guy does, right?
Yeah.
Who's the Solana guy? What are you talking about?
the one that's on Solana, right? The pump.
Oh, okay.
Right. That guy. All the fees of pump.fund go to one single guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Could you imagine that, buddy?
I mean, people just don't do research. I mean, it's a degenerate world, man. People just click buttons.
I'm just saying, congrats to that guy. That guy is making
bravo.
money.
You played it really well.
Yeah, and it's fees. People pay fees on all dexes. His fees just happen to go to him.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
What do you guys feel about, like, these teams of people can build a product and, spend the time, resources, money, and Richard can come just at any time and take the market from you. Same thing would happen with CoinQuest, right? How do you guys feel about Richard's ability to be able to do that?
I feel that I have high confidence that is not a case or a scenario that will arise. It's all a game of speculation. And thus far, I put my money back behind RH, so I will.
So your question, Ben, is what? How do we feel about Richard Hart's ability to just take to
rug us all?
Yeah.
No, from builders. Like, you could build something, you could fork something, you could have some success on it, and then I think there's good and bad of both things, right? And it's probably better for the chain for it to be under Richard. But yeah, that's something you got to be cognizant of. If you fork something real good, Richard might just come over and just say, "Hey, that's all mine too."
Yeah, that's quite possible, but that's the case on every blockchain. Like if CZ freaking made a pump.fund on Binance, people would go to that one, right? If Vitalik put a liquidity fork on Ethereum, people would go to that one. It's just that's the
nature of the beast.
That's the perks of being a founder of a chain, right? You have some street cred. Now, I would have never thought that Richard Hart would do a pump.fund fork. It doesn't seem like it's in his ethos, right? It's odd. It's really weird.
But it's the market, man. He is a founder of an L1. Yes, he may not talk about other things, but yeah, if the market dictates, you got to cater to the market. We're trying to capture attention, and if we want people to come over and have adoption, we got to offer you have a bistro, you got to offer the caveat of the suite of products, man. If you build it, you got to offer all the things so they can come. So that's where we're at.
Hex's King has a question here. Explain to me why I should hold PHEX. Staking rewards are 1.77 ROI. I don't believe that those stakes are going to remain, but that's only speculation. It's not financial advice, right? Hex is Richard's baby. I think he's thinning out all the liquidity. He's definitely decreasing rewards across the board, getting people out, right? For one reason or another. I don't think he's maybe he was watching the chain and seeing everybody turn their yield into P-DAI. I don't know, right? It's quite possible that was happening. I don't think that 1.7 remains. Also, if you would like to join a group stake, a pooled stake, take a look at Stakehouse, and your ROI would be over 1.77. When we fire.
What is your ROI then?
It's hard to say, buddy. It just depends how many people join and how long the stake is.
Medium or medium rare?
I'm pairing up with you guys, right? We're getting an extra percent every 15 million. No, every 150 million maxes out at 15%, right? So it's pretty slick.
Hey, what's the Steakhouse URL?
0xsteakhouse.io.
I always forget the 0x.
I forget the 0x all the time, buddy. I've
Hey,
gone to my devs and said our site's down. Right? It's gone. What's going on?
So what'd you say again? It was 0x
Steakhouse with a steak STAKE.io.
Okay. Can you I gotta take a call. Are you able to keep shooting the shit for a minute, or we can just drop it? Jesus Christ, I'm blowing up.
Yeah, I got something for Triplet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, what time you start hitting those cigars at in the morning, bro? Like, I mean, I shouldn't say anything because I just smoked a cigarette, but damn, dude, you be smoking them cigars like as soon as you wake up.
This is a Robusto, small morning
how you doing?
that's going with coffee. But usually I don't have my first cigar until like 1 o'clock.
Okay, just curious.
Today's a little bit different because I'm streaming early, right? And I always have a cigar while I'm streaming. Most of the time. So we got vets going. What else do you have going on? When's your next show, Ben?
Tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are you going to a single day format now? Are you going to once a week, or are you still going Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
You know, I'm gonna probably for the next 2 weeks keep it to 3 or 2, and then probably go to 1 because I want something to be very potent and packed. Like this is my first week of doing 3. Last week we did 4, and like literally there's a lot to do to, like, if I'm really bringing in top tier guests, and everything usually unfolds good and I don't have to, but like I don't got the time to like today I got to come here. There's a billion and trillion things I got to do, man. Like, how can I really prep and prepare just such a great show to do every other day on top of everything else that I do? So like, I'm not digging that, man. I'm not digging like working for this shit. Like, I'm working for a billion things, and like I'm kind of doing all this too because
maybe you're overcomplicating it.
I tend to do that, but trust me, I do that, but like I need to find something that works long-term, consistent, beautiful product. Like, that's the most important thing to me personally is putting out something that's top tier from top to bottom. And like, I don't want it to just like sometimes happen, this and that. And I think no matter what, it will be a great product, but like, I need to do something that's going to work for every day of my life going into the future, where I can remain balanced, remain a good product. Like, there's a lot of things that I got to do, put out my clips, do the stuff, so no, man, like I'm a perfectionist, and but this is something
but space is maybe not that complicated, right? It's just having a good following and putting out a good show, right? I think Ty is helping you do that. I don't know if it needs a whole lot of prep.
But for me, dude, like, that's the difference, dude. If I'm gonna seriously do something, how you do anything is how you do everything. I need my top tier engineering, music, sound effects coming in, like all these different things. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I have to be happy. I have to want to like put everything that I can to make this how I think a great show can be. That's what it's about. This is this is real personal to me because, as you know, a few years ago, I did this and everybody liked it and loved it. And people have been wanting me to do this, and, I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability and produce a top tier show and try to remain balanced with everything else that I do.
All right.
Unless if you want to do some stuff, you want to get on the free working team, you know, you do a bunch of work for me. You know, you're out to finding me some stuff. What do you think? You're a stand-up type of guy.
I chime in all the time on your show. You know,
I know. I know.
I try to go in. Right now on Twitter, we are streaming on King Pooey's channel, Rambo's channel, Vets and Crypto channel, Queen Pooey's channel, Pulse Ray Vision's channel, Triplet Dad channel, Vets and Crypto channel. That was a ton of channels. We're dominating the space right now.
All right. So what do you got to say to the people? Why don't you give them some, like, what's the best piece of advice that you can give them, either financially or mentally on this chain?
I don't give financial advice. I'm just as baffled a little as everybody else, right? I wouldn't imagine that we would be at these levels, truthfully. It does seem like every other week we have a new emergency that drives gas prices up to extremely high on Pulse Chain. I paid 80,000 something for a freaking Pulse for a transaction over the weekend, buddy. It's kind of crazy. So hard to say what's gonna come out of this, truthfully. Hard to say.
What do you think about, like, isn't that 2 week I think that was yesterday or something, the 2 weeks for Richard's appeal the people had, whatever, like, imagine if the shoe drops again after past week, and all of a sudden, you know, talk about that. What do you think?
I'm usually an upbeat guy, right? I'm pretty positive, and I'm still not a negative person, but I do. I don't think Richard Hart's case is going to affect this to the negative anymore. I think that's priced in. You might see a blip in the hourly candle or the 5-minute candles, right? But I don't think you're going to see anything that would be sustained negative or positive from whatever comes out of this next announcement regarding the courts. I just don't. I think if we're in the 2.8 range and it's a positive thing, maybe it goes to 3, right? And I think if it's a negative thing, it goes to 2.6 and it goes back up to 2.7. I just don't think that the court thing has much to do with the pricing anymore.
I got a couple more questions to ask you and uncover, but is Vets?
I think Vets is actually pushing us into talking about the DAT farms. Yeah. So these are these the DAT farms, buddy? They're kind of small. They are the DAT farms. So these are, you blow it up a little bit. There you go, bud. So we've got the new homie farms that Magic Carpet Ride's participating in, Vets is participating in, all the solid index guys, Fire, Solid X, Axis, and Alive are all being represented here. Queen, King Pooey, everything's being represented in these farms, and it is actually kicking out a DAT token that seems to be holding up surprisingly well now that it's reached its bottom, holding up surprisingly well for a reward token. And for those who are not as old as I am, right, it's a Homie the Clown, and Homie don't play DAT. DAT is the reward token, right?
From In Living Color.
From In Living Color, where what's her name got her start, right? Jennifer Lopez.
Lopez. How about pretty much a lot of big names?
Yeah,
from the show from the 90s.
Jim Carrey was Fireman Bill, the Wayne brothers, right?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, it cracked me up. Everybody remembers that show. There's not a whole lot of people that there was a Canadian show that was pretty good too. But
Canadian.
yeah,
What the hell are you talking about?
there was a Canadian show that was around that time that I referenced a couple times and people didn't get it, but it's all right. That's all right. Smo Spider would probably remember.
So okay, so we got those farms. You got the you got the token that from that homie,
right.
and everything's in the solid X's paired to those, and the it's producing good yield, and the dat homie token price is performing relatively pretty well. Why should people get involved with that?
It's just another place to earn yield on your bags, right? So if you're in the 2 fucks pool, maybe you want to move a little bit over here. People are going where they're getting paid right now, right? And moving around. I moved some of my liquid loan stable coins, USDLs, and I moved them into DAI and paired it with the ink dollars that I got printed from Fast Abdul, right? So it's all a matter of moving where you think you're getting more yield right now, and the DAT farms are legit. On top of that, Nick is a badass, right? He's producing all these things. He didn't run a sacrifice for it. And when Randy and Fast approached him and said, we want to do a Homie the Clown thing and do a DAT token, Mike Wills is a buddy also that's involved in this. Mike Wills, I met him in Vegas.
Is there anybody you don't know? You drop more names than me.
I just go to the events. I just go to the events. I have met a lot of people. Not as many as vets, though. When are you going to go to an event, bud?
Probably go to the next one.
You think so?
Yeah, I definitely should have been to this one. I got too much stuff going on, but I'm definitely going to the next one because I gotta get you guys in check, man. I gotta meet you guys face to face. You guys gotta see me. We gotta break some bread. I gotta sit there and smoke some cigars with you in RG3 because the people that I actually like to hang out with probably the most would be probably you. Because you just like to chill on the side, go smoke a cigar, not get caught up in any of the drama, go to all the stuff. Like that's what I like to do. I like to hang out some guys a little bit older than me and not get caught up in anything. So yeah.
RG3 and I were sitting at the last dinner on Saturday night. And we're just looking at the clock because the UFC fight's on, right? And we wanted to go smoke cigars and watch the fight. And we're just sitting there, just like hoping that the dinner everybody would eat fast, right? And that didn't happen to be the case. So we got finished and we ordered dessert. And then they they sent some dessert trays right next to us, and we ate everything almost on those plates. And when everybody was staring at us, Bill from Actuator goes, "Hey, TD, can you please pass those desserts down?" I said, "They're bringing more desserts here to the table. We're eating these real fast because we're rolling out to go watch the fights." And we went and watched the fights in one of the cigar places, the Monte Cristo room across the street. And
I bet that was nice. I bet that was a real nice place.
And a ton of people showed up. So
because they knew you guys were going there, probably.
That was a good thing. Crispy shows up. Who else showed up at that? SJ, Kaylin, Hex Monkey. Everybody showed up over there. We probably had a crowd of maybe 10 or 15 people that were at the conference. And it's good to get people just sitting there talking, not just crypto, right? Relaxing, having a drink, smoking a cigar, and just chilling. is pretty cool. And it's nice to see Kaylin decompress, right? And SJ decompress, because they're working their asses off on these events, right? And the next day we had the golf tournament and everybody was back at it again, but it was nice to see them just chill for a little bit.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday I saw a couple, I think the most interesting things that happened yesterday that I learned. Is Vet still gone, or what's he doing? Because I could keep going forever.
Vets is actually on a Zoom right now momentarily, and he'll be back, and he's putting cues up. So he wants us to talk about the MCR token now. So the Magic Carpet Ride token, MCR 369, that token is the only thing that came out of our ecosystem as far as sacrifice went, right? And so you stake your MCR tokens in the buffet, which is the screen that's on 0xbuffet.io. And once you stake your tokens in there, you are earning rewards from all the dApps we've created: Steakhouse, Barista, Bistro, all of those, and there's going to be others, right, that are feeding to this. So you can get Hedron. Actually, the HOA guys threw in some of those tokens as OG or whatever. That cranks out HOA, actually. So HOA shows up in here every now and then. Stable coins, Pulse, Hex, everything, Hedron, all the tokens that come out
that
of
homie.
What's that?
That homie? Is that included?
No, there's no DAT in here. No, there's no DAT in here.
Yeah.
There's soda. No camel either. But it's pretty. It's starting to pick up. Before we only had like a couple of tokens that were showing up, and now that the stakes are starting and the Bistro is taking off with people selling some tokens on Bistro, like Bribe and Dark. Prime 2 Fucks has been sold on there. I think Fat Sammy may have put some of his BTC tokens, or no, he put ASICs up there for a little while. So it's starting to get some use. Projects are using it now to launch stuff like Bribe was primarily available. There was more tokens available on the Bistro than were in the liquidity pairs, which was kind of cool.
I like that. That sounded, I think the average person kind of understands probably about 70% of everything, in crypto, and people talk and this and that, because there's so many things going on, and there's so many people who gotten just to a project and everybody's like in their like lane and they don't get into too many things for different reasons. But
right,
the ecosystem, that's one of the things since I've been talking more with Ty and talking a little bit more about a few other things, I've realized, projects develop, I've realized like how big of a ecosystem you're building. And like this tool that you got right there was at the buffet, and all these tokens being in there. I don't even think when Ty explained it, all these different things, right? And because I see stuff and whatever, but like I don't go into a lot of things myself. I'm just a holder and I trade a couple times a year. But the way that you just talked about all that and all the different tokens you can get, I mean, and then on top of everything else you're building, it's you got some good shit.
Yeah, and it's all intertwined, right? So where everybody else is intertwining liquidity, we're intertwining dApps, which is kind of different. And if you take a look at this, is our OTC, this is Bistro. There's arbitrage opportunities on here.
Talk about that, dude. Like, come on, man. I've heard,
all the time. There was a while when Bribe was actually less than the ask price. So I would tell people, I would screenshot it before I did it, right? I said, everybody, this is what's going on. I'm going to go buy some. And if you guys don't buy the rest, I'm going to buy the rest also. There was a time when I could buy bribe with 2 fucks. I could buy bribe. And all the 2 fucks that was collected, Fast Abdul and Yellow Cake, were putting towards rewarding that pool on 2 fucks, right? So it got locked up. And then it was arbitrage. I would buy the bribe, and then I would sell half of it, get the same amount of 2 fucks, more 2 fucks that I started with, and pair them together and go stake it over at 2 fucks. Right now, show you is your logo loading up on this now, Vets? Put your contract in there.
Move your mic up and down if yes. Move it sideways, no. The cursor. The cursor. Speak to us through the cursor. You can't talk.
Yeah. But he's showing how to create. This is actually cool also. So if you would like to reduce your fees and you would like to stake the NFT that we released, the Golden Bean, you can stake the Golden Bean and you can reduce your fees from 1% to 0.5%. It's pretty good. Oh, look at that. KRJ's up. What's up, KRJ? You're muted, buddy.
The Dip Daddy. KRJ Dip Daddy. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
What up, guys? It was gonna be Scoop Daddy, but Dip Daddy sounded better. So I'm taking new names from the community, so we can all choose one together. What's up, guys?
Also, if you're the Dip Daddy, are you scooping up on those arbitrage opportunities that are constantly available on Triplet's suite of products, Mr. Dip Daddy?
Oh, absolutely. I've been moving some stuff around and taking some capital that I don't have, what I do have, but and moving it into the chain because this is a great buying opportunity. This is the area, man. I think we might have one more small pull down here in April, depending on what happens with but we've pretty much stopped the P-Dye minter, and everybody's yanking out their stuff and moving away. So this is the time when we start to rebound. So
when you said stopped, buddy, what do you mean by that?
Stop what?
When you say that we stopped the P-Dye minter, what do you mean by that? Just because the liquidity's been pulled?
Yeah, most of the community is we're stopping the narrative. So
I agree with
that got together, we're no longer supporting the actual token. So it's going to eventually just die off. Whatever liquidity's left will end up getting drained. All the big people like SolidX and all these other people that had liquidity that's not locked, they're just going to ride the rest of it out. You don't see a bunch of people now jumping back on that narrative. You can see Atropa was the biggest liquidity drainer of the whole ecosystem, and they're getting down to next to nothing. So yeah, we're gonna start flipping here now. So, and people are gonna start to chase green candles. So might as well get in while you have an opportunity.
I like positivity, buddy.
I'm waiting for that Trump check.
Yeah. If I get a Trump check, it's gonna be. I don't know what my daughter might get a Trump check. What do you think a 21-year-old girl is going to do with a Trump check?
Go on vacation?
I have no idea. I'm kind of talking to my wife and kind of placing bets on what might happen with that.
Well, I mean, if she was smart, why wouldn't she buy some buffet? You can't even sell it to your own daughter. What's up?
Yeah, not gonna do it. Maybe I would. Maybe I would. I don't know.
Yeah, best not to mix that stuff. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I just don't know if they have my kids, because I do have triplets, right? I don't know which one of them has the whole thing down with security and all that kind of stuff. I just see it happening where I give them a bunch of stuff and they show their buddies, and then all of a sudden one of their buddies is actually a crypto guy and their wallet's empty, right? That's what I see happening. I think it'd probably be better if I just started wallets for them and then gave them to them at a later date.
Well, KRJ, you've been around listening to in a lot of spaces the last few days, and you've been up on the panels. What's some information that you find intriguing that you've learned the past 48 hours?
Well, I made a 3D avatar of the mocap character of that Vietnamese guy. So,
and it's sweet. People need to check that out. That I saw that. That is actually real good.
That's pretty funny. So, but it's just attention getting. But all in all, there's kind of a high school feud going back and forth on the different channels. You get some people that are saying that Richard Hart is I can't say the whole word, but it starts with a S. And he's not. And you got these other people that are completely pro Richard Hart and crypto and Hex. And you got some people that want to leave the chain, and then you got Sami over here who's completely promoting the PDI narrative still. But I think he's got sell.
And you got KDP going at him because they're both Australians and saying, hey, the SEC put out this thing that if you're promoting something that has a exploit, you're liable. So there's that little narrative going between those two.
Yeah, but he died.
He's in Australia though, right? So he doesn't have to give a shit about SEC laws.
No, but they're super tight over there on these type of things. They got dictators running the show too.
They have a version of the SEC in Australia. I just don't know the laws that how deep their crypto their laws go into play. I don't know. Maybe KDP would know. I would hope Sony would know, but hard to say.
Well, all I know is I got a front row seat with a bowl of popcorn, sitting here watching all the drama unfold, and you can't get this anywhere on crypto right now. You ain't going to Base, you ain't going to Solana, you ain't going to Sui. You are not seeing this kind of shit show anywhere, and it's awesome to be here to be able to sit here and watch all this stuff unfold. You got all these smart people who have wallet watchers, chain analysis people, and I started doing some digging on the PDI narrative and how to get into the contracts, and I was learning a whole bunch, but these guys took it to a whole new level with the bots running, and every time something happens, and as soon as Richard tweets, we're all in this group together in KR Ghosts, and he's doing his prayers and everything, and all of a sudden Richard tweets something, and then it's a whole crowd of people that start laughing and having a good time, and just to see B Roots in the same room as Sami and Matty Allen and all these social influencers all together really changes my view on this whole pulse chain ecosystem where people aren't against each other. They just don't know each other. And B Roots didn't know who Fire Whale was. He knew who he was, but didn't really know him. And then they kind of all got in a room together, and they're all. I think this is going to be a super cycle for Pulse Chain. Now that we've kind of collectively got together, I mentioned them. I threw it out there that we should all have a brand new coin that comes out that we all support together, like Kumbaya or something.
Yeah. That would be
Go
nice.
for it. Go for it, Triplet. What are you going to say?
Or how about Pulse? I would like to see them all support Pulse. That would be awesome.
I see this as this was a very defining moment for our chain. I think that the launch of Pulse Chain was the first defining moment, right? And like this event that's happened and the way that people have come together to talk about stuff and, you know, to unite kind of, you know, everybody was in their corners. I think this marks the second biggest event in Pulse Chain. And I believe the third one's going to be something that's really going to, the charts are going to, something else is going to happen and we're going to see tremendous growth in, price action here. So yeah, I'm looking at this today as like a, you know, possibly 3 to 4 defining moments, and this being the second one. So that was tremendous. We all know, we all see it, we all feel it, and yeah, pretty cool.
Richard buying our bags. That's the next one right there. I've been begging for it for years, but you know, really, really bullish things are happening right now. Like Firewhale did something completely out in the left park, and it really threw me off to try to ask the question, why did he just launch 3 new tokens on pump tires? And I was asking the question today. You know, he's got the X Game one, which he can do the burning with, and so he hasn't finished those contracts, and I think he's going to incorporate a lot of that stuff with it. So it's good that he didn't launch the game yet, and the metrics are still out there for him to finish customizing it, but. You know, he just launched a second Solid X. Now this one's got 1 billion tokens, right, which his other one's got 21 million tokens. So the supply is dramatically bigger. I wouldn't say dramatically, but it's substantially bigger than his current supply. But he owns 92% of his current supply of Solid X right now. So, and he owns 82% of his new Solid X. So I'm confused. Like, am I going to start splitting my economic energy between all his different tokens? Because I obviously want to be a part of it.
I think that he just likes the meme game a lot, right? You get good gains there, and he's just taking that economic energy that he had with PDI and transferring it into something else, and he might as well do that into a token he created. I like that. That's a good idea. And let the market decide. And the market's deciding freaking right now, because Firewhale token is up 6,000% for the last 24 hours. X Game is up 16,000% for the last 24 hours.
Yeah, those don't count though. Those don't count because Firewhale bought up the charts and got them out. So
yeah, I think
now that they're out in the open, let's see how far down they drop before they actually take off. It does look like the Fire token is gaining a lot more traction than the other ones. It's about to hit its head on the.
But also, buddy, you may say he's buying those up, but to be fair to Firewhale, he put the contracts out there, and let people buy.
Hey, let's make sure to read these comments. People are Pulse X-Ray Vision. We appreciate you, buddy. Diehard Hexagon Trump checks. Hell yeah. Let's hope they come. Bob TD, are you talking about D-Grass? Drake came from there. Wheelchair Jimmy, who had trouble getting a boner.
I saw that too. Yeah, that is one. And then the other one with the brothers that drank beer all the time. I forget those guys' names. That worked at the brewery. That was a funny ass show. And they had a movie also. But the Firewhale put those contracts. He goes, I'm launching these, and he launched them, right? And then he moved his PDI into them. So people had a window to participate in those tokens prior to the giant pump.
Yeah, I think I was sleeping.
I was on stream and I was going, man, I should buy these, and I didn't. But I haven't participated in anything on pump tires yet. So maybe this one should have been the first, but I didn't do it.
Well, his other Solid X token just broke out of a descending triangle, so that's now bullish as well.
Yeah, it's all looking good. Now, do you think it's gonna? I'm not the one that I don't get is the Solid X one, right? Well, I don't know why you create another Solid X token.
Well, Yeah, because I mean, he removed his liquidity, so and there's I think there's a handful of people that still hold that token, and
So
he
now,
says that token is currently still going to continue to be burned through the game according to what it says here. So that's going to be the burn token.
yeah, but having two solid X's now is
Confusing.
yeah, a little bit. But
Yeah. So what is
I'm
that again?
thinking,
I what? So did Randy launch a meme token on Pump.Tire Solid X? Is that what you guys are talking about? I wasn't aware of that.
not Randy.
Firewall Solid X.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so Solid X launched the Firewall launched. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting.
So he
It's
launched Firewhale, Solid X, and X Game. So he launched 3 tokens, and then he sold a lot of his P-Dye bag into those tokens, which pumped him. But he did release the contracts prior to pumping it with P-Dye. So it served 2 purposes, right? It served the people that were watching him to get into those tokens, and then it served to get the P-Dye out of his bags, which people keep watching his wallet.
Well, hey, how long we streaming today on here, guys? Just curious. I just woke up, jumped up on here. I got stuff to do, but I can hang out a little bit longer.
I have to go to the DMV, but not an appointment, just a walk-in thing. Solid X launch, Solid X on Pump Fund, so another what? Oh, so the Bright Light is saying he put Solid X up there so nobody else would take the name. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, so Bright Light saying that Firewhale launched Solid X on Pump or whatever that is, so nobody else would take his Solid X name on that platform. So that makes sense. But you're gonna have
How does
Solid
that make sense? I don't understand that exactly. Just because you got so is that by and I think it's cool. I'm not saying whatever, but like by that logic, that would mean like okay, MCR, Buffet, Tetra, everybody's just launch a token so nobody can take the name. Like I don't explain that to me.
So when this P-Dye thing started coming to a boil, right? You saw P-Dye, and it's assumed Richard Hart launched that, right? Launched on Pump.Tires, or is it Tires.Pump or Pump.Tires, you guys?
Pump.Penis.
That's not it. But he
Pump.Tires.
Yeah, Pump.Tires. So it's assuming that he launched that, right? And that was a sign to everybody out there that he's against the other one, which was all cryptic and really not a whole lot of information there, except for we have another one now. So maybe that's what I think that is becoming a trend, buddy. I'm not going to do it. There's not going to be an MCR 369.
Well, you did launch Soda triplet, right?
Yeah,
So you got in that game.
But we didn't use any of the meme farms to do it. That's an actual contract that our devs did, right?
I was just thinking about this. As far as the Solid X goes, if you have 2 Solid X tokens and you pair, he's got 92% and 82%.
Right.
If you pair 50% of the supply to each other, that's going to balance both of those out. So that means that the new Solid X will actually gain significant value. Like the same thing as Up and Up X, for example. Those two are heavily paired to each other. So when they ride together. And they got the LPX now, so that's like they don't call it this, but I would consider it to be a DCA bot. So when the price goes up or down, like it has a lot more momentum because As the price is going up, it's selling a little bit. As the price is going down, it's actually buying it back up to help the price out. So
I don't follow those much, buddy, but I heard good things about their validator protocol. How is that going well? I heard that got up to 18%. Vet said that on our call the other day.
Yeah, it's the LPX. It's like a DCA bot basically for the system. So it's pretty cool. Haunted,
you know,
did a good job with that.
Talking about Haunted, it's been kind of cool and interesting to see Haunted come out of the woodworks and be up on this KR for, on that big space. He's come out and he's talking a lot, and he's a smart dude, and he likes to do his thing. So it's good to see him out there a little bit more. He's a good dude. I like Haunted.
Yeah, it's good to see him up and around. That is good. What else you got, KRJ?
Well, I have Bitcoin just hit the 88K mark. That is my sell level for the next down. So, but we're about a day early. So I expect probably a candle close somewhere around 88.3, and that's going to be on probably about the 27th, right about this area right here. We're super close to that drop zone. If April 2nd, it has a lot of those tariffs that come into play, and then the market starts to go down. Psychology says that everything's going to go down with it. So I have a descending wedge that we're at the top of. I don't know if I can show my chart. If anybody can pop my chart up, but
I can't, buddy. We need Vets to do that. Vets, can you pop a chart for KRJ?
He's going to have to send us a little King Pooey. We're running his show today. What happened to him?
I actually have admin rights, but it's on a different account here. So
we do need freaking tokens for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time.
I guess. Hey, anyway, I guess we're the show now, right? Like we've taken over his channel, so nothing wrong with that. He can just be the producer and just kidding.
I got access too, so I should be able to pop in. But I'm looking at this this April 2nd time frame as being a pull down. So plenty of people have made profit on Bitcoin, and XRP still is basically a stable coin. It's just traded sideways. I'm in a little bit, but I think this is a good area to watch for a turnaround on a lot of stuff. Same thing with PDI. I still have until like the 2 more days for a PDI to actually get a pump. I'm thinking that the crypto market here in Pulse Chain will probably see double digits here in the next couple of days before we get another pull down. I feel it. Feel it in my bones. Dip Daddy's ready.
Why not dip? You dip, we dip.
I actually on April 2nd have a stream with the DGen Roundtable guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
those guys are awesome.
Well, let's end this. I think we had a pretty good episode here. Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we end the stream or?
Yeah, let's rock it.
Yeah, I'm up for wrapping this up.
Well, KRJ, won't you take it home for us? Won't you tell the people? Just give us just close it out. Give the people some good information. And Vets in Crypto is a hell of a guy, right? And if you're a veteran out there too, stop by. I'm a veteran. Let's support each other. We got access to all the good dudes, and if you're and bad dudes and in between, no matter where you're at in this game, we want to provide you with some good information. KRJ, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Dip Daddy says you're probably gonna be calling the bottom again here pretty soon. So I've already called it twice. It's not the bottom yet because all these beds keep coming out. But we're the bottom is just taking a long time, longer than expected,
Wait,
and
KRJ,
the whole market
your
should
mic
be
is
pulled back.
wrecked, buddy. Your mic is wrecked. Did you just go in a bad spot?
My mic is wrecked. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, way better, buddy.
All right, cool. So I was just saying that just hang on. I don't think there's much of this dip left. We still got a little bit more of this PDI thing going out, but now that everybody's on the same page, we just need to milk the rest of this and then turn around and start going upwards. Benjamin, great job today coming in and hanging out with us, and good job on the streaming as you're doing. I knew you weren't going to be able to do it every single day, 7 days a week. So
what the fuck was I thinking?
I
don't even want to do it one day a week to do it, but I know that it will provide a good resource, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, so yeah, just continue to stream, and if you need me to come in, just DM me because I'm not always looking at my stuff, and I'll come jump in with you. But other than that, Dip Daddy's out.
Nice. All
Triplet,
right,
take it home, buddy. Take it home.
Thanks for providing us a place to stream today, King and Queen Pooey people. This has been a pretty good, informative chat. We started off with the Randy, redoing a restream of Randy and Fire Whale and Axis and Crispy, which was pretty awesome. We didn't want to cut into what they were saying because the information that was in that stream was pretty awesome. Take a look at all the things that we've been putting up here. Pumped Out Tires, obviously. Fire Whale's got some stuff launching on there. The X game that you saw on the screen there for a second. Look at that chart. It's a straight green arrow, green candle. But we're going to be taking a deeper dive into some Magic Carpet Ride stuff on our channel later on this week. Maybe some tutorials on each one of these because I keep going on stream with people and it doesn't seem like everybody's got the gist of how everything works. So I'm going to be doing that myself. But thank you, Vets in Crypto. Love my shirt. Appreciate you, buddy. And I think we're out.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.